Hello everyone, exvyTCG here. I wanted to do a quick video on the new support that came out yesterday for Diabellstar and just for general archetype. So the first card is pretty crazy. So this is the card art for it. And Diabellstar the Sin Adjudicator, Dark Fiend effect, level 8. 2500 attack and 21 defense. This card is always treated as a Sinful spoils card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can banish one spell and one trap from your hand and or graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. So the cost is a little steep because it's banishing one spell and one trap. You can't banish like 2 spells or 2 traps. It has to be one of each. So that kinda sucks. However, she can be special summoned from grave, so that means getting rid of her for good is kind of annoying because that means that you have to either shuffle her back into the deck or you have to banish her. And then going on to her second effect. Quick effect, you can pay half your life points, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Then, if another Diabellze monster card is on the field, you can special summon one illusion or one spellcaster tuner synchro monster from your extra deck. So this lets her bridge into the White Force cards because the boss monster Diabellze, Queen of the White Force, is an illusion synchro monster, and the level 6 synchros or spellcaster tuner synchro monsters. So you can bridge into the White Force part of the deck by bringing out Arciella and then searching for a White Force card. So that's pretty cool. And it also lets you go second with a White Force variant with this card because it helps you go in second because it pops a card, and then if you have another Diabellze on the field, you can special summon either your White Force boss monster, or you can go into Arciella and then get a White Force card, or you can go into Severa and just Book of Eclipse to your opponent's field. There's a lot of options, and this card is great because it fixes the issue for White Force because it struggles going second. So first off, awesome support card. So it's great. The second support card, Diabellze the White Witch. Light illusion effect, level 8, 2500 attack, 21 defense. This card is always treated as a White Force card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can send one spell trap from your hand or field to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. So already, she's a lot more cost efficient, and since she counts as a White Force card, and the way her effect works, I'm pretty sure it'll work the same as Elzette, where the spell will just reset itself if it's a White Force spell. So that's awesome. And then her second effect on summon, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Sinful Spoils or one Diabellze card from your deck to the graveyard. So here you can send the Diabellstar card from your deck to the graveyard because it can be special summoned from grave. And then another thing that I just remembered, this card is always treated as a Sinful Spoils card. So that means Azamina or Arciella can search it because she can search Azamina or Sinful Spoils card. So there you go. You can search her through the Azamina engine. So that's cool. And then going back to Diabellze the White Witch, her last effect is monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control 2 or more Diabellze monsters. So that's just an added protection, which is nice because now you don't have to, when going first, you don't have to make your monsters all in defense position to play around Lightning Storm. So this is awesome. And then the third card, Azamina. Light Illusion Fusion effect, level 12, 4000, 4000. That's pretty good stats. Queen of the Azamina plus 1 fusion or synchro monster are the fusion requirements. Must first be either fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by attributing one Saint Azamina you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls. So that's contact fusion right there. That's really cool because it gets rid of a monster your opponent controls. So I'm pretty sure you can get rid of towers with this monster, and it's also it's also a floodgate monster. So first, it can't be destroyed by card effects. Second, each time your opponent activates a card or effect, all monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack when it resolves. So that's pretty good already, but her third effect is your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters with 0 attack. So this is awesome, because that means that this card just cancels out Diabellze, because all of their, not all of her, but most of their monsters have 0 attack. So this just kills the Diabellze deck, which is awesome. Really, really cool. And this is the card art. And then going down to the next card, Snake Eyes Execute Dragon. Fire Dragon Synchro effect, level 12, 3000 attack and 2500 defense. This is the card art. It is super cool, and just in case if you can't tell, this is Diabellstar. This is Diabellstar because there's the Sinful Spoils cards. Sinful Spoils. Sinful Spoils that she has, like the claws and the wings right here. If you go to the first card, wings and claws, and she looks like a dragon right here. So just a cool little thing. And then, but going to the actual effects, requirements: 1 tuner and 1+ non-tuner monsters. So it's pretty generic. And then you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, during the main phase. Quick effect, you can target one face-up monster on the field or in the graveyard, place it face-up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Also, this card cannot use this effect next turn. So it's basically like Flambridge, but quick effect. And this is also kind of good because then you get more resources if you're playing White Force to use your monster's effects. So this is cool. And then the second effect, during the battle phase, quick effect, you can target 2 cards on the field, 1 monster and 1 continuous spell, destroy them. Pretty cool. It's just more removal for monsters. And then the third effect, the other monster is this monster. Its name is kind of complicated. Shikimori no Genyu, Mystery of the White Forest. It is a level 4 light illusion synchro tuner effect monster. That's a lot. Attack 700, defense 2000, 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner. And you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target 2 White Force monsters in your graveyard, place them face up in their owner's spell and trap zones as continuous spells. So this can reset your White Force monsters. Like, let's say the 2 White Force monsters you used as synchro material for this card, you can reset them and use them as cost for your other White Force monsters, or for the Snake Eyes Execute Dragon for the battle phase effect. And then the second effect for this is during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can activate this effect immediately after it resolves, synchro summon using this card you control. So one really cool thing about this is that unlike the White Force trap, where it can special summon a monster and quick effect synchro into a White Force synchro monster, this monster is just a quick effect synchro. So you can quick effect synchro into any monster you want. And its level is also really good. It's a level 4 light. And so if you're running a Yugioh package, you can make an unaffected Chaos Angel on your opponent's turn and use that banish how you would use like an SP banish. So that's pretty cool. I'm really digging this card. So that's awesome. And then another thing too is that you can special summon her off of Diabellze, because she can special summon a level 7 or lower tuner synchro monster. and I don't think Diabellstar can special summon her, but I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. And then this is the first spell. This spell is nuts. Phileas Diabell, I think that's how you pronounce it. Normal spell. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect: add one level 8 or higher Diabellze monster from your deck to your hand, or if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon it instead. So this is awesome. White Force struggles going second. This adds an option for going second. That's an in-engine card, and it lets you get into your engine, and it's just awesome. And then the second effect: if this card becomes banished, you can make all Diabellze monsters you currently control gain 500 attack. So that means Diabellstar and Diabellze both become 3k. So it's pretty big, pretty nice. And you can also use the second effect when it's in a graveyard after you've already used it to special summon Diabellstar. So that's pretty cool, pretty nice. And then here's the trap: Curse of Diabellze, normal trap. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect: if you control 2 or more Diabellze monsters, send one monster you control to the graveyard. Destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. This is pretty good. It's basically the tech that I've been using in my White Forest deck, where it's Transaction Rollback and Elemental Burst. But now I don't need to run those cards anymore. I don't need to run those 2 bricks anymore. I can run this instead, and it's an in-engine card that's searchable. So I think it's searchable. So that's pretty cool. And then the second effect is: if this card is sent to the graveyard or banished from the hand or deck, you can add one Diabellze spell or trap from your deck to your hand. It's just a search for summoning either Diabellstar or what's your name, Diabellze, and I'm pretty sure just special summoning any, like Diabellstar, like regular Diabellstar, and Elzette, or what is it, Astellar or Russia. I think this is gonna be like, it's a searcher, so it can be like a 2 of, maybe a 3 of, because it is pretty good. And then the last card that we got is Sinless Sinful Spoils. Continuous trap. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can activate one of these effects, target one Diabellze monster in your graveyard or banishment, discard one card, and if you do, this special summon that monster. So going back to the Diabellstar card that we got, and how I was saying how she's going to be kind of problematic to get rid of, and I gave banishment an option. Well, with this trap, you can just bring her back. And it also discards a card, so that's pretty cool, because you can also like discard like the spell, or preferably the trap, because the trap searches. And then the second effect, target one face-up monster card in your spell and trap zone, special summon it. So that's cool. That can come up maybe. And then the last card, the truly final last card. This card, I think it's called Witches of the White Forest, or White Forest, I don't know. The point is, it's a field spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn, and you can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. When this card resolves, you can add one White Forest monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, you cannot special summon dark monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. So already, the first line, when this card resolves, you can add one White Forest monster from your deck to your hand. That's pretty good. But the rest of it just makes this card not that great anymore. Like, lore-wise, I understand it because they got rid of the Sinful Spoils and like the Azamina stuff. I get that. But gameplay-wise, it sucks, because then that means you can't run Chaos Angel, you can't run the Azamina engine, you can't run IP or SP, It cuts you off of like a lot of powerful stuff. And then the second effect, the first time each of your white force monsters would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. That can come up, but we already have like battle protection in white force with like if you're running the toy engine or if you're running Chaos Angel, you get all your monsters are protected from battle. And then the third effect, you can target one white force monster you control. It is treated as a tuner in its turn. So with that last effect, you can bring out the Poplar Synchro without using like Diabellze Queen of the White Force effect. We can just bring it out like how you're supposed to, pretty much. But I don't know. I'm like, my thoughts are like strange on this card. Like, it's good because it's a searcher and it can. The third effect is pretty good. It also grants your monsters protection from battle. But it cuts you off of like so many good cards and like good engines, like the Azamina engine. So I'm not really sure if it's worth running. We're gonna have to wait and see like to play test it. So I'm not sure. But I just want to say that the cards are fantastic. They are really good. I'm really excited for these cards. They fix the issues with White Force. Of that being going second, because going second is really difficult. Going first is ideally what you want to do with White Force. And going second, circles. These cards fix that issue, so that's awesome. I'm really excited for these cards. And I hope you are too. I hope you enjoyed the video. And peace.